fun. What do you say? Whose phone is this?
Can you not put this up here?
Just what I thought. Rebecca?
Okay, we are ready for Coach Miles. We'll take questions starting here at the front.
Hey, Coach. Hunter Mandela, Bleacher Report. When was the first time you watched Leonard Fournette, and what was your first impression?
I think it was as an 8th grader, and he looked like he was a senior. He was 5'11", 195, had great speed and physical ability, and it was amazing, how talented he was. And then, he's probably 6'1", 230, 228 now, and runs fast and strong, and so we would anticipate that he would develop very nicely, and he seems to be very humble, and I, you hate to compare a guy that just seems to have a real strong want to be special, but I think that all of the great players that we've ever had have had a personal want to do something special, and I think he has that. I think anybody that you recognize that says things like, I want to win a national award. I want to lead my team. I want to I want to do something special. I mean, I think that's what he doesn't need to say it. That's how he's operating his business.
Coach,
Steve Schneider, WAFB Baton Rouge. Coach is a guy who likes contact, the big cat drill. What are your thoughts about the NCAA cutting back on contact in practice?
Yeah, that won't affect any of the things that we do. We've really been in a compliant position along those lines. Anyway, we're not a team that's going to overly hit. We're going to take moderate breaks and take an opportunity not to have contact. But in the same vein, there's ways to teach your players, to have contact in a way that does not allow or does not encourage injury. And so we're really studying that. And as an example, that drill could start with tighter alignments. The tighter alignments means that the contact is not as significant then. But all of the technique that you're going to need to have success in one-on-one, block delivery are going to be tested and taught. So it's an advantage. That not significantly.
we'll stay on this side of the room right here.
Hey, Coach. Steve Moulton, 97.7 The Zone in Huntsville, Alabama. Want you to talk about the utilization of the fullback in your offense, specifically with a kid like Connor Neighbors, who came in as a walk-on and is now a senior for you.
Yeah, Connor Neighbors has got speed, got ability to catch it, very bright. Came in and worked hard, and really positioned himself to be somebody that we have to go to because he's really an advantage for us. And whether he was a walk-on or whether he was on scholarship from start would have made any difference to us because he had the right stuff and he was going to play. And how he entered the program is not a reflection on how he's leaving it.
Go to this side of the room.
Coach, to your left, Chris Price, WBRZ Sports 2, Baton Rouge. With the college football playoff coming out, I'm wondering if you feel like that helps you guys in what is pretty much the consensus, the toughest division there is in college football.
Well, strength of schedule is not something we're going to have to operate to define. All we have to do is win. And if you, in the West, if you win the West, you ought to play in the championship of the conference, and you win the conference. I can't imagine that that there's a SEC team that would be not represented in that playoff. Well, I think there's also that the possibility of a second team that could enter that playoff. I think it'd have to be a pretty special year.
Very back.
Coach Prentice Elliott from WAT in Knoxville. You're always one of the more popular interviews here at SEC Media Days and throughout the season. People always want to hear what you have to say. Aside from being very successful, what do you think it is about, whether it be your delivery, the way you come across, that folks like us in the media enjoy so much?
It's really an interesting question. That's like saying, so why do you like me so much? I have no idea, to be honest with you. I guess honesty, maybe the enjoyment of sport. I think we all share that. I think maybe I don't look at media as foul-mouthed and with horns. I don't know. You guys should probably get together and answer that one.
In the back still.
Luke Simons, KXHD College Station. As much as we see the rivalries and how intense it can be on the field, can you talk about what it's like being a coach in this league, especially the West, and dealing with recruiting battles and the coaches that you're facing and your staff is facing every single day, I guess?
Recruiting battles are what we're going to do is this. We're going to demonstrate the opportunity that we have for them. We're going to present it in a real fundamental way, academics, what we're going to do for you academically, make sure we're going to get you squared away. We're going to make sure that let's just, for instance, talk about an opportunity to play. We've played true freshmen, each of the last 2 years, 15 2 years ago, 14 this last year, true freshmen. And so the opportunity to play, certainly when we say that we're going to have a void, we mean it, it's truthful. And we kind of look forward to, upon graduation, there's a great career. Upon graduation, there's an opportunity at the NFL. And then we like relationships. I mean, to be very honest with you, we enjoy developing people, and we enjoy, I want my old players, I want Jacob Hester to come down and show me his newborn son and his wife, and I want to share their life, okay? That starts in that 4 years. And I want you to know something. Other than that, I don't know exactly. I mean, that is us. And we're never going to stray from that very fundamental premise that you pick a place that gives you advantages, and you pick a place where people enjoy you as a person. So now, the war of it, it's pain. The worst part of it is when you enjoy a guy, he makes a difference to your football team, and you like the person. That duality is a tough one for a coach to lose. When you lose that one, it's more personal. So.
Right here.
Sandy Hooper, USA Today Sports. Who from your team are we going to be talking about at the next NFL draft?
You're talking about this on my team's next NFL draft? I hope nobody. I hope I can keep all those juniors in on the team. There's a number of guys that could easily be drafted from our team, but.
What is it about the SEC West that makes the teams just so dominant, do you think?
I think each and every school has a very specific following. I think that there's a want to attend that school. I think there's that gives them a quality talent pool that says, we will compare with the very, very elite schools in the country, and really in each of those institutions. And I think that creates a very competitive environment, and I think that's a recipe for the finest division in college football.
Back here.
John Wilson with KBTX TV in College Station. Are you looking forward to the opportunity of spending Thanksgiving night at Kyle Field?
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving, isn't it? Yeah, let's see if we can get something to eat. And yeah, it's what a great venue. What they tell me that the stadium is coming along. Are they done with that yet? No? Or will they be done this year? No, it's 2015. 2015? Okay, that's good. In any event, I have great friends that are A&M graduates, and that place is a very special place, and it's followed reverently by the people that go to school there. And so, Coach Sumlin's done a great job. We'll look forward to. It's an interesting, time frame. I think it's really very much like a bowl game, in the fact that you're playing in a spot where there'll be some people sitting down for their turkey dinner, and you'll be teeing it up.
Over here.
Coach, after Mizzou went from 5-7 to 12-2, how has your perception of whether or not this team can compete in the SEC changed?
12-7 and 5-2. What else what did you say?
5-7 to 12-2.
5-7 and 12-2. Is that the time we're leaving? What are you talking about? I didn't get you.
Mizzou's record.
Their record went from 5-7.
Whom?
Mizzou.
Well, I'm glad we got to that part. That makes now I'm kind of zeroed in. I think Josh Henson, the offensive coordinator there, who was with us at LSU, certainly helped. I think they're a team that developed. I think Coach Pinkel is a great coach, and I think they fit. I think that spread, the way they run the spread on offense, is really good. And I think they're talented. So I didn't hear the first part. Forgive me.
Right over here.
Hey, Coach Chad Sabity, Fox 8 New Orleans. Your young quarterbacks, how much have they progressed since the start of this offseason, and how do you hope this battle plays out over the next 6 weeks?
I don't know how they've really progressed in the offseason. I know that they've worked hard at it, and I know that they've been in attendance, and it'll be something that until I see it, I won't necessarily know. I think both guys have real talent and skill, and I think this two-a-days will be, really important to both of those guys and our football team to see that they can, come with a responsibility and a necessity to accommodate our offense and then exhibit the personal skills that they have. So I think we have two very, very quality quarterback candidates, and I think we'll be fine there.
Very back.
Coach Doc Holliday, ABC in Memphis, Tennessee. We talked about how tough the SEC West is with yourself, Alabama, Auburn, now Texas A&M. But just talk about Ole Miss and where they're going in the job Hugh Freeze is doing down there.
I think Hugh Freeze done a great job. I can tell you this: we look forward to a very competitive run with them. They got us at their place, and I think Hugh's done a great job in recruiting and a great job in getting them, headed in the right direction.
Coach Jake Young from WJHL, Johnson City, Tennessee. This is your 10th year at LSU. What does it mean to you to be able to get a decade in at a program like that and a conference like this, and what does it say about the job you've done and the job your players have done?
Very fortunate to be the head coach of the Tigers. There's a lot of opportunity here. The great position that a young guy can have, to come in and play here with us. And I've had some great ones, had some great players. Very fortunate to be that coach. So, but I want you to know something. When I came here, I don't remember back 10 years. I do not remember the guys that are sitting in this room that have been here for 10 years. Raise your hand if you've sat in this room for 10 years. Raise your hand. Forgive me, I don't remember you, okay? I'm serious. What happens to me is I don't see back much. I only see forward a lot, and and it's a problem. It's wonderful is what it is. I look forward to being back for another 10.
Les, Dane Young, WRBL News 3 Columbus, Georgia. We asked your players their funniest story about you, And the common one was that before, in a pregame, when you're breaking down and say team on 2, that you'll forget to count. Why is that difficult for you?
It never happened. Yeah, think about it, right? Okay, team on 2, team. Oh, what the hell, right? It's 1, 2, right? Okay, yeah, that's true.
Hey, Coach, Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Piggybacking on the decade thing, you've always done things your way, not affected by the periphery, as you mentioned. What is the Les Miles way of doing things?
I think there's I think we do hard things for one another. I think there was a commitment to team. I think a necessity to get our guys graduated. I think graduation rate's awfully important to our program. It's important to me, important to our assistant coaches and our players. I think there's a physicality to our program that our players enjoy. We play offense, defense, and special teams at a very high level. We anticipate victory. We fight for it. I think there's some characteristics in what I just said, of over the last 10 years kind of been us.
Hey, Les, I know you play a lot of young players, a bunch, but it seems to be kind of a trend in the SEC that it's very difficult for a true freshman quarterback to have a lot of success. McCarron and Manziel were both red shirts. Have you researched that at all? Does that figure into
the
how
national championship game had first-year quarterbacks, respectively first-year starters, and should we change the statistics some, we could find us a first-year quarterback at LSU, and so we're not going to use the statistic of neededly be a red shirt, but we're looking really for a quality execution that will allow a team to have success in a quarterback's first year, if you will.
And Les over here. TJ Wary, WJTV, Jackson, Mississippi. What's one of your favorite things to do outside of football?
Well, I have not been very successful at that. I can promise you that. What's happened to me is I have watched my kids play in all of their sports and not had a self thing that I run off to go do, right? You know what I mean? And as an example, this vacation this summer, which was really, honestly, the best vacation we've ever had, because all 6 of us were in the same location. The difficulty is just think about the school that you went to. There's a bunch of college buildings there, right? It's not like it doesn't open up to a beautiful view of a pool or a wonderful lake or ocean or sand right? So I did not have that opportunity this summer, okay? But I did have an opportunity to ride bikes, go to graffiti park, follow my daughter to a class or 2, and spend time with 4 beautiful kids and a wonderful wife. So, but now, I guess what I'm saying to you is there's not much out. I don't go fishing. I am not a golfer. And you know what? For me to go spend 4 hours on a golf course, oh my goodness, right? Too painful for not only for me, but for the people that are watching me.
Right here. Final question, right here.
Sarah Hampton, Fox 6 Birmingham. So, Coach, which type of grass is your favorite to eat, and how did this tradition start?
I just want you to know, my son, Manny, had the eldest son, had a teacher say to him, "So, do you eat grass too?" Manny says, "Hey, listen, it's not like we have casserole. It's a blade of grass." It's when I was a kid, in baseball, sometimes I was forced into right field. Nobody hits the ball to right field because, it's a bad place. And so I would occasionally, be stuck out there for hours and need to cut the taste in my mouth. And so I would get that little blade of grass, and the bottom end of it is the lighter, stuff. And that's where I would bite. Okay, that's it. I mean, this is not like I'm having a meal.
And on that, we will end.
Thank you.